Hey, so I've actually been to Asia and I'm from the United States of America. So let's see how true this video is.
If you feel like navigating the modern dating world is a big challenge, you're not alone. The cycle of hopping between apps and praying your next match might finally be the one is a shared reality across generations in today's digital age. But whether you're swiping in San Francisco or in Singapore, the culture of dating says more about a society than its history textbooks ever could. And trust me, when you compare
So, first things first, we're talking about, I guess, Tinder and like social media dating. And so, yeah, those are obviously two totally different variations. I'm more familiar with in person dating. And as far as Tinder and stuff, like, I'm pretty sure they're pretty similar to both. Like, 10% of men are getting like majority of the woman, like the clicks. So yeah, online dating can be very tough for wherever you're at. Like I did much better on Tinder, although I don't really prefer that or use it. I just tried it, and in Asia, my Tinder was jumping because I guess I was just different, and like people want like the nuance, like what's different. So, but yeah, let's continue this.
Western dating to Asian dating, it's like comparing Tinder to your mom's WhatsApp chat. Both will send you messages at 2 a.m., but only one will ruin your life permanently.
I love you.
There's a universal language to a crush. The meeting of eyes, that little jolt of electricity, butterflies in the stomach. The way the world seems to slow down for just a second, you know you are falling in love. Western dating often starts lightly. It is typical to ask someone out for coffee, make plans for drinks, or maybe just hang out on a picnic blanket. It's the land of low commitment entry points. You deploy the confidence. You take the lead with a compliment, hold the door for someone, or a question about the drink they're holding. It's a direct application of charm, where the goal is to be seen and to make an impression. Sometimes, you may be on your 6th date and still have no idea whether you're exclusive or just part of a multi-tabbed dating app in someone's digital love life. Meanwhile, in Asia, the
Yes, I would have to say that's pretty true. Like in America, I guess we're the land of the free, and so we don't really have too much culture, and like yeah, the dating game is like a war, like everybody for themselves and just yeah, low commitment. And to me, it's a lot of games, like not too serious. And even the people that are married, like there's a lot of divorces and stuff. It's just hard to take things serious, like here in the US. Like I said, it's free for all.
first encounter may appear simple, a group dinner, karaoke with friends, bumping into one another at a campus party, or simply, hey, let me bring my friend along. However, what really lies beneath this simplicity and these fate-like meetings? In Asian cultures, compatibility is a quiet calculus where a person's education, profession, and family situations are discreetly evaluated. These evaluations hold heavy value.
It's also like that pretty much everywhere. Like you're going to be leveled up, like for education, money. That's in the US as well. Like everybody's called hypergamy, so we all want like the best, and that's why sometimes traveling you can be that nuance, that difference, and you can become the best in a new territory. But yes, that's pretty much anywhere.
And are rarely spoken of in public settings. Dating here is a diplomatic strategy. Directness can be seen as startling, obsessive, and simply not attractive. It's a game of push and pull, with the winner having the domination of the relationship if it happens to grow in the future. But the biggest difference between Western and Asian dating is the root of all evil: communication. In the West, the golden rule is to talk it out. Feelings are a spreadsheet to be discussed and analyzed. What are we and where are we heading is a perfectly valid and expected question. Ambiguity is the enemy, to be conquered with a direct conversation. When conflict arises, even dating couples are encouraged to seek therapy. And for those wishing to improve the relationship, The expectation is to enthusiastically learn the rules. Asia, on the other hand, is running on a separate dating compass. Asians don't really do the endless talking stage. If someone says, "let's talk," it usually means we are now a thing until further notice. Asians like to keep things exclusive, in most cases that is. That's why in Asia, your first date might already include questions like, "So, do you see yourself getting married in 5 years?" And if you flinch, you just failed the vibe check. You may no longer be trusted by that woman, if not her entire girl group.
Yes, in Asia, the women are a lot more cultural and traditional from what I've noticed. And so, yeah, I was talking to this lady in Indonesia, and only after a month, she was already asking me to like get married with her, and like she was a mom of children as well, and just yeah, it was super quick. And like I'm from America, and we take things pretty slow and yeah, pretty casual. So just seeing like how quick she was ready to get to the jump, like I was like, wow. And I was actually very honest, and I was just like, no, I don't see you as a wife. And I'm shocked that we got like to this point, like to this question. And so that was very shocking for me.
Now let's say you finally toppled the difficulties of asking a pretty Asian girl on a date. You sincerely crossed the hurdles of communication and cultural understanding. You participated in her Chinese New Year celebrations and were more than happy to receive a red envelope from her elders, which you eventually handed over to your girl. The next big challenge is the relationship milestones. In the West, milestones are a choose-your-own adventure. You can date for 6 months, 1 year, or 7 years and still be in the "let's see where this goes" phase. You may celebrate the anniversary and decide on a restaurant table for the occasion. Labels arrive late, commitment later, and marriage is optional.
Yes, in America, many people are in what we call situationships, and women here have the fantasy of the princess. Like, they want to meet the Prince Charming, get swept off their feet. And in America, we're programmed by like Disney channels and just, yeah, it's pretty much like all fantasy, not much tradition, not much culture. And of course, the women want to get married, but like I said, it's like more like fantasy, and like that's kind of like what they've been programmed since little girls. And in Asia, it's more traditional and just more cultural. And so that's why they take these dates like pretty seriously, like 100, 200 days, year, 2 years. I really get that.
You might hear, "We don't need a piece of paper to validate our love," which is romantic, until you realize that piece of paper is what decides who gets the dog in a breakup. Asia, however, loves milestones like an overachieving student loves gold stars. If you've been seeing someone for a month, you're expected to define it. Asians love celebrating milestones. The calendar is a scorecard, meticulously marked. 100 days together, 1 month together, 3 months together, 500 days together, and on it goes. They even split the Valentines into 2 days. Western couples gift each other matching keychains. Asian couples? They take things to the next level with matching phone cases, matching shoes,
Wait a minute!
matching hoodies.
Yo, I've actually seen this. Like in America, we kind of don't even want other people to know like we're dating. Like we keep it pretty low key, and sometimes we'll like show it off, but it's like, yeah, it's very casual. But in Asia, like they want you to know like they're together. Like he was just talking about. It's pretty funny.
And sometimes even matching haircuts. Because in Asia, milestones aren't just celebrated, they're Instagrammed. If you don't flaunt on social media, then something is seriously wrong with the relationship. But PDA changes everything you think you know about Western versus Asian dating. In the West, PDA is almost a non-event. It's as natural as humans wanting to eat or sleep. If you hold hands, it's cute. And a warm bear hug in public is sweet, no tags attached. How about a quick kiss in line at Starbucks? Nobody will bat an eye. In fact, if you don't post a couple selfie with a heart emoji caption, people start wondering if your relationship even exists. PDA is proof. It's marketing. It's basically free PR for your love life. In Asia, these three words have a whole different story. PDA has tiers, like a video game difficulty setting. Tier 1. Walking side by side is acceptable, and even in many ways cute. Tier 2. Holding hands and being close to one another, which is romantic but still safe. Tier 3. Resting your head on someone's shoulder in public. Bold move depending on which auntie is looking. Anything beyond that? Bravo, you are now the star of the local auntie gossip network. Somewhere, a stranger's phone is already texting. Guess what I just saw today at the station? PDA is not only frowned upon, but also heavily associated with shame. That's why Asian couples often go for what I like to call coded affection. Instead of kissing in public, it's bringing bubble tea without being asked. Instead of a bear hug, it's a subtle push of the umbrella.
Yeah, I think that's why I did pretty well in Asia, because I'm not really like the most affectionate person. And yeah, I don't really show too many displays of affection. And so I guess in Asia, like, I was really like, I guess I had a major pull towards the woman because I kind of like fit naturally into that culture. And although I am like pretty direct, like I said, I'm not too like affectionate and stuff. So that balance, like, and in the US, like if you aren't like aggressive and like affectionate and stuff, like you really aren't gonna get too far. And so I definitely noticed that difference.
So you don't get wet. Instead of saying I love you out loud, it's the immortal Asian phrase, have you eaten? Asians love passive romance as much as they love passive aggression and passive judgment. And if things get too hot, you can always rent a love hotel that comes with exciting installments. So while Western couples treat PDA like a declaration, Asian couples treat it like a secret language. Small, almost invisible gestures that mean a lot more than they seem. Because in Asia, the louder the PDA, the louder the aunties. And no romance survives the auntie speed of Wi-Fi gossip. And if you like this breakthrough, please consider liking and subscribing. If your love is strong, it can win all the above challenges, but will definitely suffer this next one: parents. In Western dating, meeting the parents is often framed as a low-key milestone, a sign you're becoming more integrated into each other's lives.
That's a fact. Like in America, if you're meeting the parents, like that's like a serious milestone. That's a fact. Like things are pretty serious if they're meeting the family. And if like a woman asks to meet your family, like she's ready to take things like to the next level. So definitely meeting the parents in the Western society is a big deal.
Is deliberately casual to ease pressure. And the invitation is simple. My parents are having a barbecue on Sunday. Wanna come? Or, I'm going to my dad's for dinner. You should join. You exchange handshakes and gentle hugs, aiming to present your intention, but the goal is for them to see you're a normal, pleasant person. The biggest tests are remembering to offer help with the dishes and not using your phone at the table. Success is measured in warm smiles and small talks. The relationship between you and your partner remains the central focus. The parents are a supportive but secondary audience. In Asian dating, meeting the parents
Again, like they care about your status and stuff in the Western society. So they're usually vetting you, the parents. Like, is this person good enough for my daughter or my son? Like, degrees and stuff matter, money, occupation, career. Like, don't get that twisted. That's a very big thing. And like I said, if you're meeting their parents, like, they're definitely vetting you. Like, is this person good enough for my daughter, for my son? And so yeah, don't get that twisted.
is less a casual meet and greet and more a high-stakes assessment of your long-term suitability. It is a formal, often scheduled event. Ever watched Crazy Rich Asians? Well, that is the reality for many. The true tests start with silent eye pacing, offering to help without being asked to, and even refusing the first offer of gift or refreshment out of respect. Sadly, both rejection and success are confirmed with criticism to a varying degree. Now, let's address the part nobody wants but most people experience: breakups. Breakups are often glamorized in Western movies, and reality is not that far off. In the West, breakups are usually a journey to find oneself. Women start beautifying and men start hitting the gym. Ironically, 5 days later, they've already found themselves posting thirst traps on Instagram.
Yeah, breakup here in America is like kind of expected. Like I said, it's basically free for all. And yeah, like your first breakup hurts, but after that, it's kind of like you charge it to the game and you basically just keep moving on. And that's when people usually level up, like hit the gym, start looking better, getting their money right. And breakup is kind of like celebrated here in the US. Like, yeah, we cheer for like breakups and yeah, the woman are after that man that just got broken up and vice versa. That woman had men that were just waiting, prying on her, couldn't wait for her to break up. But that's very normal, and usually they both start getting better like after the breakup.
It's fast, it's clean, and usually just a matter of unfollowing some people and deleting the once favorite Spotify playlist. In Asia, breakups are stickier. You're not just breaking up with a person, you're breaking up with a friend group, a family, and possibly your own family if everyone was rooting for you two to eventually tie the knot. Even months later, your aunt will ask, "What happened to that nice girl who liked durian?" And suddenly, you're explaining your love life over biryani. Even without asking, you will end up with your ex's little details. And if your ex still lives in the same city, oh no. Every mall, every cafe, every karaoke bar becomes a minefield of what if we bump into each other. In Asia, breakups don't end with a block button. They end with social exile. Western dating is like Netflix. Endless.
Yes, that's pretty true. I didn't date too much in Asia, but when I did, for some reason, I met like most of their parents like early on, basically like first day, basically like many times. And then once we kind of like broke it up and split it off, it was kind of like we didn't really have like anything to do with each other. Like pretty sticky, like you said, and just like it wasn't like a clean breakup. Like in America, you can still see them and like things are still like pretty cordial. But in Asia, like it was kind of like you didn't want anything to do like with that person. Like it was very strange.
Choices, confusing categories, and sometimes you just settle for the least bad option because you're tired of scrolling. Asian dating is like buying a house. Stressful, filled with paperwork, and usually requiring parental approval. But in the end, love laughs at cultural differences. Eventually, the heart just wants what it wants. If you feel like...
Yes, let me know what y'all think about this video. A lot of this, it was towards online and Tinder. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I appreciate you checking this video out.